Welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead, everybody. Nice to see you all today. We are doing the iodine deficiency update. Lots of you in the comments have asked me to do an update video and let you know how I'm doing, how my iodine is doing. Maybe some of you want to know about my thyroid. We're going to jump into those things today. The first video I posted back in March of 2023. It is now the middle of October 2024. A lot has happened since then. I'm going to go over a little bit of my medical records and things like that. That is actually why it's taken me so long to provide this update for you, is I had to go through, get some dates, get all of the information compiled here for you so that it would make sense and I didn't just say, hey y'all, I'm fine now. Because that's not what you guys were asking me for. You were asking for, what happened, why did I think I had an iodine deficiency, how was I diagnosed, and how did I fix it. And I am going to go over those things. Some of you may be curious about my thyroid. I will be mentioning that in this video as well. And I want you to stay tuned to the end because there is some additional information I'm going to be providing for you. Okay, so why did I think I had an iodine deficiency? I didn't at first. I actually originally went to the doctor back in March or April of 2022 because I had a growth in my neck, which I assumed was my thyroid because this is kind of where your thyroid lives. And I had quite a large pronounced lump on my neck here. As you can see, I don't have it anymore, but I will tell you more about that later. I was just curious, I'm still I'm like middle-aged. I'm a middle-aged lady. I felt fine. I had some blood tests earlier. Nothing was strange. Nothing was unusual. And so I went to my doctor and I said, hey, what's up with this lump? And he's like, you're good. It's normal. You're fine. Go about your life. And I said, actually, I'm not really comfortable with that. Can you please run my blood tests again? And he ran the basic blood test, checked on my thyroid. My thyroid was fine. There was nothing unusual there. And I'm like, I really just want to have it checked out. So in April, we went, this is 2022 now, we went in and had an ultrasound done, and there was a lot of concerns at that time. And I had told my doctor too at the same time, like, I want to have some blood tests done. So he did, just the regular, like I said before, thyroid, and sodium was on there too, kind of checking the vitamins and all of those things. And my sodium was low. So the typical range of the blood test that I was doing, the healthy range for your sodium is 135 to 148. Mine has always been 139, which is, it's still in the normal range. It's on the low end of the normal range. So from 2018 to 2021, it's always been 139. Well, this time, 2022, it was down to 132. So this is now a little bit below what's considered normal. And so I was concerned. I've got a growth on my thyroid and there's concerning nodules in there. And I have low sodium. So I go back to my doctor and I say, hey, can I get an iodine test? And he says to me, no, there's no such thing as an iodine deficiency in developed countries. And I'm like, okay. Needless to say, you guys, advocate for your own health care. It did take me 9 months. Y'all, it took me 9 months to convince this man to give me an iodine test. And it was just a simple blood test. And when I got it, this is not exactly one of those kind of situations where you want to be like, I told you so. But I kind of did. I told him so, and then I found a new doctor. So for the iodine blood test that I was given, the appropriate healthy range for your iodine is 52 to 109. My iodine was 31, well below what's considered to be even a low normal. So that's when I started jumping into my research. How do I raise my sodium levels? How do I raise my iodine levels? And since I had a two-pronged problem to solve, iodized salt really made sense, right? So it's just it's got sodium in it, it's got iodine in it. And so I started putting this on my meals, every single meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I just started taking it. Also, I know I talked about this a lot in the comments in the original video. Sea kelp is really good to increase both your iodine and your sodium levels as well. And I like to put this in soups. If you're not a huge fan of the taste of seaweed, you can put it in a soup and then remove it. You don't actually have to eat the seaweed because all of those minerals and nutrients will seep out into the water, and then you can just drink it. And you don't have to eat the actual piece of seaweed if you don't want to. But if you like it, then, you know, go for it. So let's fast forward 1 month later, right? Now, so I had my iodine test in November of 2022. That's 9 months after I was seen for my ultrasound that showed I have a problem in my thyroid, and also knew that I had a sodium deficiency at that point as well. So 9 months later, I have my iodine test. It's 31, it should be 52 or higher, and I start eating salt, okay? So 1 month later, in December of 2022, after eating salt every day on all of my meals, I raised my iodine level to a 36, which is still well below normal, but it was working, right? It was taking time for my body to catch up and replenish what apparently had been depleted. And you guys, to this day, I don't know exactly what caused the deficiency, because I was fine up until 2022. I know that I had stopped using this kind of salt, and I was using like a garlic sea salt. It wasn't iodized or anything like that. And that could be part of it. I just wasn't eating a lot of fish, and maybe that's just as simple as it is, and there was no other reason. But iodine is important for your body. Now, as far as the sodium goes, basically by December of 2022, my sodium had gone from a 132 to a 135, and 135 is considered the low normal, the lowest number of normal. And so I was happy with that. Not only had I, completely fixed my sodium deficiency issue by eating the salt and the seaweed, I was very slowly getting my iodine up to a healthy level. Now let's fast forward to June of 2023. I, at this point, had fired my previous physician and hired a new one. She's amazing, and I love her, and she really cares about whole body health, which I think is important in a physician. She says, hey, let's skip out on, these blood tests, and let's start doing the 24-hour urine tests to check the iodine level. She says they're more accurate than the blood test in itself. So June of 2023, I do a urine test, and this is, basically 7-8 months of supplementing every meal with iodized salt. And I take the 24-hour urine test. The range for that is 100 to 460, and my results were 255.5. And you guys, that means that I cured my iodine deficiency and my sodium deficiency. Because actually in January of 2024, my sodium went from the 135 just the month before all the way up to 138, which is really close to my normal 139 that I'd had all those years past. And that brings us pretty much up to date as far as my iodine and my sodium deficiencies. I have not been tested since January of this year. Since January of 2024, both my iodine and my sodium are within normal ranges. Sodium's still on the low side, but it always has been. As far as the low normal, it's not, below normal anymore. I will have my iodine and my sodium and all of my other blood tests done this coming January, so in a couple of months, just to check everything, including my thyroid. So I want to touch a little bit on the thyroid. I'm not going to go into like extreme details in this video, so make sure you subscribe to my channel because I am going to do a video on castor oil packs where I'm going to talk a whole lot about my thyroid. But I want to tell you that my thyroid nodules might have been irritated by the iodine deficiency, but fixing my iodine deficiency did not fix my thyroid. So I had to do something else. I had to be creative and I had to take my healthcare into my own hands, which is exactly what I did. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that in my next video, castor oil packs. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm going to tell you something that is going to blow your mind. And as you can see, I do not have any more visible thyroid nodules, so you are definitely not going to want to miss that video. Okay, I think that pretty much wraps up my iodine deficiency update for you guys. Please let me know if you have additional questions down in the comments. And you know, I respond to everybody and I really care about what you guys think and how you're feeling and how you're taking your healthcare into your own hands. A lot of people talk about Lugol's. I think it's called Lugol's iodine. That's not something I've ever taken. I'm just going to go ahead and reiterate that here. I talked about it a lot in the comments. I don't have anything against it. I just don't know anything about it. I've heard it's amazing and great for supplementation. I tend to, because I'm an herbalist, I do take a lot of tinctures that I make myself. I do try to start with the most benign supplementation and work my way up if I need to, right? So I take the most gentle, you know, possible thing. Like if I'm having trouble sleeping, I'm going to take chamomile first before I jump up to skullcap. You know, I'm going to go one level at a time and take the least amount of medication or supplementation necessary in order to get well again. And for me, iodized salt and the seaweed did the trick for me, both for my iodine and my sodium. And so I haven't used the Lugol's solution, but that doesn't mean I have anything bad to say about it. If it's worked for you guys, then I think that's awesome and it's amazing. And please do share your story, because a lot of people run to the comments and they want to see what other people have experienced, and I'm here for it. I love it. And I want you guys to keep doing that and keep talking to each other. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. And I have already learned so much from all of you. And that is it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you again really soon. We're going to talk about castor oil packs. We're going to talk about my thyroid, what happened to it. I've got test results, y'all. I've got my ultrasounds here with the measurements, with the concerns, with the everything, and I am going to spill the tea. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.